So I think we'll move on to the Deputy President report.
Is this on? No. Oh well, I'm disappointed.
Any questions or comments for Dane?
Before we go into the question and comments, I'll just do a quick summary in case for those of you who haven't had the chance to read it, because I know there's a lot to read. It's quite possible that some of you hadn't had the opportunity. Mostly it covers what I've been doing, and quite a lot of that is my commitment to various quality committees, learning and teaching, academic type stuff, which takes up quite a lot of my time. Although I do have other duties, including, well, yeah, I've got several pages on all the committees I've been to, and some notes on what happened in them. There's a couple things I'll mention that are kind of large at the moment. Other than those committees, I also do finance for UHISA. Some of you have probably learned from talking to me yesterday, which means that I do a lot of organizing for this event here, particularly. I've been looking into website options, and I've also helped her with graduations and things like that as well, since Rachel can't be everywhere all at the same time. And another thing that I'll be doing in the coming up is a communication strategy, which ties in with social media, which we were talking about just a few seconds ago. In terms of the committees and things, some of the big stuff is, as Ian mentioned, there will be looking into library resources. That hasn't started yet, but I will be involved with that and on the panel. The NSS project board. Once again, what Ian was talking about for that, the survey. They will be re-looking at how they do that this year as well, having learned what they learned last year, thinking about how to do it better this year. Also looking into the viability of the survey itself, as there are certain flaws in it from certain people's perspectives, including mine, in terms of its target audience. Audience is the wrong word. People they're consulting with the survey is not entirely representative of the full university or the colleges. So that's something there. Else. I guess I'll just open up to questions from there. I'm sorry I didn't put any pictures in. We don't take lots of pictures in committees. It's just not really. It's just me and a bunch of, older gentlemen in suits, which is nothing you want to see, I assure you. Sorry, Ian.
None taken.
I didn't mean you. Any questions? Yes, Scotty.
Just a list of quality committees. There's Subject Network Quality Committee and Learning Teaching Quality Committee listed twice. Is that making the list look longer?
I noticed that too. I thought you were trying to make it look like you were doing even more work.
No, that would be.
You went twice.
That would be me. Not editing properly. I pulled the list from several other places and then I kind of stuck it all together. I obviously missed editing out that one there.
It looks good though, it looks longer.
It does look longer. This actually isn't an exhaustive list because I can't remember all the ones that I'm on. There are a few others that are either kind of temporarily in the works or suspended or coming back or I haven't been to yet. And things pop up over the years. So this gets bigger and longer and there's a few one-off meetings that I go to as well for the various different things that I didn't list here just because they're not regulars.
Cool. On quality enhancement steering group, I also noted that the change to semester 1 resets will be moved to the end of semester 2 in week 17. So if you failed an exam at the end of semester 1, you'll have your reset to that immediately after your semester 2 exams. Am I reading that right?
Yes, you are reading that right.
Okay, sounds a bit horrible.
Yes, but you were around last year, so you'll remember this whole thing as it happened, and there was a very long debate. We wanted it elsewhere, but the exam board is not cooperating terribly well because of the way they have their timeline set out. They refused to put it into the first part of the second semester as of yet, till we can convince them otherwise. It was that, or have it in August. Then people have different opinions on which is better, and it depends on their course and what they're doing. Some people lose access to their Blackboard modules over the summer, which means that they can't get access to the material. Therefore, it's better for them to have it at the end of the second semester, but then for a lot of other people, it's worse. So there is no real happy ground here. And this was something that actually was put through at the very end of last year at the last Learning and Teaching Quality Committee in May, I think.
I think I would regret maybe not making more noise about that at the time. I think I mean, if people's modules have been taken off before they're ready, then much. Sorry.
Okay, we might have to limit Scottish to only 5 questions per report. And then I'll have to submit written questions afterwards.
My final one then, partnerships for change, and it said on the 21st of August I was part of a team of 10-person UHISA delegation, bracket, although there were plenty of other people from UHI there, close bracket. I'm just wondering what you mean by that.
That was in reference to Melissa Scouten, Louise McDonald, William Muffedine, Pavla, what's her name, from Inverness College. Yes. So there was people from UHISA. There was also people from the university as well. That's what that was in reference to. Cool. Lydia, I saw your hand up.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, sounds like the website move's imminent now, that we know we're going to NUS Digital.
Yes.
I just wondered if you knew when it'd be done by?
I don't know when it's done by. I got the paperwork last week and I haven't had to do anything to do. I haven't had time to do it now. I'm basically starting work on that next week. The paperwork will go through and then immediately we will start transitioning. It will be a fairly quick process. Hopefully within a couple of months. They've said it can be done within that time frame or so, if not sooner.
Is that going to be a redesign or just a pick it up and drop it over onto the new post?
It will be a redesign. It will be a complete overhaul of the existing website, which is good news because currently the existing website is not actually working very well. So it will be completely brand new. We will be redoing the content as well because much of the content either needs to be updated or improved. So I hope that answers that question. Anyone else? Yes.
One of the things, maybe I missed it, was that I didn't see in the report was, am I right in thinking that now assessment deadlines it's been set so that you have to, because we had a huge discussion about this last year, has it been set across the board now that you have to have it submitted by the date and then there's a kind of docking depending on how many days it is late? What's happened with that?
Yeah, it's gone back to the sliding scale. That happened last year as well, which is why it's not in my report because it was kind of done at the end of last year. It started in this academic year, so it's kind of just before I started. But yes, it has been gone back to the sliding scale and that's caused issues. And there's a lot of talk recently about that the regulations have changed and there's no 3-day extensions anymore. That has caused issues for people who didn't realize there was a change, including some program teams who didn't realize there was a change. So obviously some communication was missed somewhere, and so I'm kind of looking into that as well at the moment.
Yeah, that was going to be my next point, was just that I got a lot of feedback from students in my own courses who had no idea this change and they were a bit upset about it.
No, they're not alone, I can assure you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's that change is something that I've been looking into. A bit of an issue.
Was there another question on New Zealand? No. Okay.
All right. Yeah, that'll be all.